yes, if you're wondering, that did kick a little bit sideways. This thing's pretty wild. Well, how's it going, JDM crew? John here from JDM EXPO and just cruising. I think I need to turn that off, but yeah, just warning me so I don't miss my turn, but I'm not turning anywhere, so. So you might notice by this cockpit, it's a little bit newer than our other vehicles that we generally show on here. If you guys have seen our other S15s, you would know that this is definitely an S15, but it's definitely not your Spec S or modified Spec S. It's actually a Spec R. And I have some gauges here, so this is slightly modified. Nothing too crazy. My gas light is turned on again because I'm around a quarter tank. I accelerated a bit, so needle went down a bit. But yeah, the Spec R S15. Really good version of the Silvias. They also got a Spec V, but we're not going to go there today. Yeah, this one, pretty nice actually when it comes to the dash. Instead of the cheaper plastic one, I'll explain a little bit more later while I'm going through the tour. But this is slightly more premium. Door panels also have a little bit of vinyl on them. It has a really cool texture to it. So it definitely has like a, I guess, more elevated, sporty feel to it. Yeah, S15 has the same wheelbase as the S13 and S14. So for those of you familiar with the Silvias, this is nothing new to you. The driving feel is fairly similar. The major difference between all of them is how they handle, because like the S13 has a little bit of understeer. You can adjust that with your just some suspension mods. Same thing with the S14 and S15. So pretty much handling characteristics can be adjusted. But yeah, let's just get to the S15 here. The previous owner definitely, as you can see, I've got some wood trim all around. Looks pretty good. They gave it a little bit of class there. They upgraded it just a little bit because we do have an intake and exhaust, but the exhaust is really mellow. I do have over here the Apex I, however you want to say it, the AVCR. So we do have a little bit of tuning control. This being the SR20, they did have variable valve timing in the later versions. S14, S15 did have models with VVTi. So I think that's what it was called. I forget, it's variable valve timing. So yeah, good stuff. It's basically Nissan's VTEC. And we have about 56,000 kilometers on the clock, so we've got, you know, about 30-some thousand miles on here. Not much, really, which is pretty shocking, to say the least, you know. We do have a 6-speed manual transmission on here. I am not sure if they upgraded the clutch. It feels OEM, but you can check with our sales team on that. For the most part, the interior modifications are essentially this little vinyl trim enhancement. It's even on here, on this Momo steering wheel, aftermarket shift knob, and yeah, I mean, it's really comfortable. I have a Recaro seat that's holding me down, so that's good. And I do think it's a little bit more comfortable than the OEM seats for sure. This is kind of similar to some of the Evos. They do have this type of Recaro seat. Forget the model exactly, but I'll show you guys in a little. Now we do have aftermarket wheels and suspension, so the wheels have low profile tires on them, so I'm definitely feeling most of these bumps. I adjusted the tire pressure earlier because it's getting a little bit more chilly, and they were good. I just made sure that they were all the same all around. And as for the suspension though, so this one I would probably dial up a little bit more on the dampening force, but overall it's very streetable, very comfortable, even though I can definitely feel enhanced handling. So something to just consider if you're not too fond of a rough ride. Now on for these power mods though, I'm not sure what the horsepower level is. It's, you know, a little bit better than stock, but it's nothing crazy. So you could expect a pretty good reliability on that. Now when I accelerate though, it definitely does break traction pretty easily. I mean, SR20 does have a bit more torque compared to other So as you can hear, that spooling, definitely you can hear that sound. It's really, really pleasant just hearing that boost kick in. You definitely feel it. But the cool thing about it is this is really not all that noisy, so I'm pretty happy with that. We can accelerate again after this gentleman here goes by. So you guys can hear that. I hope the microphone picks it up. Sounds great. You can hear the blow-off valve. Yeah, very nice. Well, time to slow down for the next light. And so we do have the 6-speed manual transmission. No issues going through the gears. I don't hear any weird noises either, so that's good. But also, yeah, with that 6th gear, you do have a couple of shorter gears in between, so the acceleration is really nice. Oh, one other thing I did want to mention is I definitely got an LSD in the back. I don't believe it's stock. Pretty sure, because I was definitely feeling it on the turns, feeling a little bit of that click, click, click. So I'm pretty sure it's aftermarket, but I wasn't told anything about it. So the previous owner might have changed to that, or maybe, I'm not sure how many owners there were before this. Definitely love that sound. Well, you guys are going to like the exterior on this, so let's go fast forward to that. They removed the OEM wing, and just looks really fantastic. So let's head over to the warehouse now and check it out. Well, alright, looking at the interior here, I just wanted to show you guys how good this dash actually is. So the Spec S is actually just plastic for the most part, but this one has a vinyl cover, as you can see. Looks pretty good. Very nice interior. Also the headliner, but I'll give you a better view of that later. The previous owner actually did something pretty interesting with this, and that's putting a little bit of a vinyl wrap on here. We got the aftermarket shift knob and everything, and I'll just step out here for a moment. But as you can see, really, really well done on the interior here. Just giving it a little class there, including this Momo steering wheel. So interesting. And oh, I'll show you the mileage right here real quick. There it is. So we got the original kilometers on here. Just a little over 30,000 miles. Got that Navi system right there. Just oh, also that turbo timer, which I just turned it on and off real quick, so I don't need that. And good old Recaro seats. So I've definitely ridden in these in multiple vehicles, and they're definitely comfortable. Highly recommended. And whoops, there we go. Oh, see, a little bit challenging. But there we go for the seat here. So the interior is in good shape. As you can see, you also have little pockets there. And they do have a little cigarette lighter adapter there, so it goes from the front to the back there, so you can have accessories there. And as you can see, a boost gauge right there. So everything looks really good. It's very comfortable to drive. And of course, well, we have this little cover on the carpet. So everything is in really good shape. As you can see, the door panel's looking really fresh here. As you can see, the side skirts right there. And I'll do a little walk around before we get into the trunk and the engine bay, but as you can see, it's got a really nice pearl to it. A little bit hard to tell because if you see it in person, it's a little better. But overall, yeah, the paint condition is really great on this. And a GP Sports body kit, which looks really good. And a really good fitment and alignment with the aftermarket wheels there. So everything is just kind of set real proper, not dropped too low, but with those low profile tires, it's definitely a firm ride, I would say. But overall, a really good experience with this. Definitely like the Silvia platform. And we have these Altezza style lights. And this exhaust, which is actually pretty tame. I really like that it gives a little bit more power, a little better flow, but it's not super loud, so if you're not a fan of really loud exhausts, well, we got this. Alright, so we'll take a look under here, and there we go. So as you can see, it's lightly modified. So we do have improved flow through the front, so we do have this front mount intercooler. Very good stuff there. It's quite beefy, as you can see from the top. So plenty of cooling for that intake charge. But yeah, we have aftermarket. It looks like a stainless steel mesh. I am not sure of the brand. Oh, there it is. It's HKS. And as you can tell, it goes down to the turbo. Compress that, get it through the intercooler, back up around to the intake plenum, and more power. And of course, that turbo spools up a little quicker. Sounds good too when it spools up. And they did upgrade the ignition. As you can see, split fire, the stickers, and on the label there. So it's definitely just better firing and everything. So, and it's also make sure that the spark doesn't get blown out if you raise the boost, raise the fuel. So definitely really good. And of course we had that AVCR that's on the interior that you saw earlier. So all in all, really good. So a little bit of power, modified suspension, HKS all around. So it's definitely firm. And here's some numbers for you if you guys are looking for some additional info. And you can see the number also there on the chassis. So yeah, I think the biggest improvement really is on the handling, but also we got a little bit more power to boot, and we got that 6-speed transmission. So all in all, it comes together really well. As you can see, some stickers to give it a nicer look. So there we go. Now, even though it has the OEM radiator, that's not really much of a problem, but this thing definitely has the look. Okay, so I did want to point out that we do have slotted rotors in the front, and we have, as you can see, the OEM Nissan brakes. But the stopping power on this is very responsive, so very nice. And I'll show you the trunk space. They actually put some additional like sound deadening, so we'll just as you can see there, some additional sound deadening. And we have some of the rest of that is stock, so we'll just lift this up, and as you can see, good old spare tire. A little bit of dust from the fibers there, but they put some sound deadening on here, which I think really improved it a bit. So you don't have as much echo or like road noise while you're driving down the roads. Very nice there. As you can see, also has the rear strut bar there, so the handling is definitely something I noticed over the stock S15. And by the way, they did patch up and they covered up. It looks like they welded a little bit to make sure that, as you can see, it looks really good there, because they removed the OEM wing, so they kept it real nice and clean there. And this look is just fantastic. Definitely good work on their part. Well, there you have it, folks. Really nice S15, as you can see here. And if you have any questions about this or any other vehicles, make sure to hit up our sales team, info@jdm-expo.com, and just let them know what you're looking for. I know for a lot of you guys, this might be out of the proper age range for importing into the States or other territories, so make sure to check with local regulations. But yeah, in a few years, these will be hitting the 25-year mark, which pretty much makes it legal for most places. But yeah, if you're able to bring it to wherever you are in the world, S15s are freaking awesome. And also, I know S13s and S14s were available a little bit more worldwide, but those are definitely still available. But I know the price has kind of gone up a little bit. But in some markets, it's actually cheaper to get a JDM one than it is in your local market. So, you know, it's also really good to be able to get a slightly lower mileage one from here. But yeah, this one, excellently low miles, and a couple of mods here and there. Definitely, I'm a fan of the suspension mods. Having an S15 myself in the past, it's always it transforms how the car handles, so it's really nice. And this one, definitely plenty more power. So as always, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. We're heading into the end of the year, so stay warm. If you're down under, try to keep cool. But yeah, definitely keep the JDM dreams alive. We'll be bringing more to you soon, and actually we've got another S15 I'll be showing you pretty soon here, and stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.